How's it going, guys? And welcome back to Season 2 of the Montpellier Career Mode. We are in August already. I decided to sim through the first month and just get a couple of things done in the background. It just means that this episode can be a little bit shorter. Overall, we were knocked out straight away in the pre-season tournament. Not a massive deal. We got £1 million, I think, for just competing in it. I did go with the more difficult one with all the teams that have licensing in them, just because why not? We had quite a difficult group: Hoffenheim, Getafe, and Deportivo Alves. A difficult group, and didn't really expect to do much. I was playing my full rotation team, which I think I can show you. Hopefully you didn't see too many spoilers there. Pretty much full rotation team, just like that. Just playing players everywhere, just trying to get the lower rated players with the maximum fitness, so when I train people, we then just use our main team, which is what we're going to be doing for the next week. Overall, we are looking pretty strong. We've got 1 week until the start of the season against Lille, Strasbourg away, Stade Rennais at home, and the newly promoted side, Guingamp, or Avant Guingamp, I think, away from home as well, just before the end of the transfer window. Exciting stuff, and hopefully we can get a little bit of business done. Now, in the background, there was only a couple of little things that happened, as it takes a long time for me to scout players. That's why I also took a month out just to scout all the players I was interested in, and so I only did a little bit of transfer business. One player that I'd already scouted beforehand that I sort of knew I wanted to sign, and one player moving the other way. I can quickly go and show you that. In the background, I'll probably just show you the transfer deal and what we agreed on. But here is the bit of business we did. Jason Denayer from Olympique Lyonnais. Now, in real life, I don't know an awful lot about how well he's doing at Lyon. I don't know if he's getting into the main starting team. I've no idea. I don't know how realistic this would be, but we are now in Europe, and I think realistically we could sign Denayer. I think he's they play with either a back five or back four, and they actually, when I looked at the stats, Jamal Lascelles was brought in to Lyon, and they start Lascelles and Anderson if they're playing a back four, and Denayer normally gets a rotation role. So we decided to offer him a crucial first team role, and he was happy to join us for £1 million plus Steffi Mavididi. Now, I realised that signing a 26-year-old and making a 23-year-old, or 22-year-old I think he is, move the other way might not be the greatest deal. Yes, Mavididi was a little bit low rated, but had much higher potential to get into the mid-80s, I'd say, probably. But I didn't really get on with him. He only scored in the last sort of minutes of games and didn't really make a massive difference when he was on the pitch for the full 90 minutes. So overall, I'm okay with Mavididi going the other way. I understand that's probably not the best signing, but it saves us a good 20 million in that sort of deal, and we sign a very top quality centre back, so that's a good deal for us. Other player is Hervé Marchal. He's going out on loan to Espanyol. I believe it's just for 1 season. Hopefully he can get a bit of game time and grow a little bit. That would be really nice. I am trying to loan out a load of players. I can actually go to the transfer hub and show you the transfer listed players. They're just not good enough, and they're not in my first team plans. I mean, Badu is not a good player. He's not got good stats. I don't really have any interest in training him. One player I am interested in is the other player, Amor. He'll probably be staying as a backup striker when he comes back on from his loan from Venezia, I think it was. And Clement Vidal, he's just not good enough. Yes, he's 65 rated, and if different things happen in this transfer window, maybe we'll look to keep him, but he hasn't got the greatest potential. He didn't play very many games. He's a bit short for my liking, considering how slow he is. I'm just not interested. And Thibaut Tamas, I just don't get on with him. So we'll look to move him on. I've got better options that I'd like to sign in left wing back. I think we've got better options coming through the youth academy, so we'll have a look at that. And then a load of players sent out on loan that likely won't go out because loaning players seems to be a little bit more difficult this season. So we'll have to see how that goes. I can show you that we are in Europe. I don't think it has been drawn as of yet for the Europa League, as there are still some teams to qualify. Everton in the qualification rounds, which is interesting. All of that, I believe, gets played, I think, in the next couple of weeks. So we'll know soon enough what group we're in and what teams we have got to face in the Europa League. I think for now, I will look to sign another striker, and I think it's going to be Troy Parrott. I know it's not a realistic one, but we're now in Europe. I'd like to think he might want to go out and get some first team football. Let's round that down to 3, and not 3.9. Let's round that down to 3, and we'll see if Tottenham will accept, and they will. So that's good news. Jose Mourinho has obviously changed a little bit there, but that's a good deal, I think. Troy Parrott could be coming in on a very, very cheap deal. Clearly, Mourinho does not see Troy Parrott's future at the club. Another benefit of him is that he's got a real face. I'll put him in as a rotation. I think he'd be okay with that. Bring his wage up to 13,000, and I'm sure he'll accept that, which he does. £13,000 a week for Troy Parrott, who has got a really good potential in this game, I believe, mid-80s, and we'll just go down to him. I'm not sure what number we'll give him. Maybe the number 19 that Mavididi had. An exciting prospect tag. That is fantastic news. And there he is there. Looks great. I'm not sure if I'll just leave him to improve all round for now. Leave him unbalanced. His weak foot's fine. His skill moves are absolutely fine for me as well. Yeah, that's a good signing. Interestingly enough, we've actually just had an offer for Nicholas Koza. And £8 million from Galatasaray is not too bad, but he's 22. No chance of that, I'm afraid. Interesting little message from Stambouli, who's now the club captain, obviously with Ilton leaving. He's worried about the atmosphere around the club. Got it under control. Let's just say that. Go back, talk to the lads. Yeah, I'm assuming it's because I've just had to put on a load of training drills. So obviously morale's not going to be too happy. We actually just had an offer as well for Andy Delors. That was the main reason I stopped. From Atletico Madrid. Now this is a big offer. He's 29. Would this be a transfer that I couldn't really stand in the way of? Now, I don't think he'd be a first team striker there, but he would be playing in the Champions League as opposed to the Europa League, which I always obviously know is much more prestigious. I want to make this relatively realistic and not always holding players back, but I think that's quite a low offer for a player that I think is worth, 30 million, 40 million possibly. He had a really good season last year. I might go for Fosu Mensah now. I think I am. You know what? I think we're going to go for him. I was tempted to hold off until after this game and then we assess the squad on how well we've performed, but I think going for Fosu Mensah now, bringing him into the club, get him in and around the squad and see how he performs is probably a good idea. Going to remove that bonus and we'll be happy to offer him that sort of wage, which he'll accept, which is good news. 13 grand a week for him is very, very nice. We'll go and have a quick look at his stats. Let's go straight into the development plan now, actually, and we're going to make him a centre-back. 2 weeks. That shows that he's probably more of a centre-back than a wing-back if it's going to take 13 weeks. It still could be a right wing-back, but I think centre-back definitely has the stats to play there and looks really solid. He's going to be quick as well, which is probably what we were lacking a little bit last season, playing Ilton in centre-back. But there are his stats. It looks like a really solid player. 23 years old, so we're not going to see any sort of showing great potential or anything, but I think this is a great signing. A really solid signing. £9.5 million is his value, so he was only worth 7.5, I think, when we were signing him, so I think his potential might have gone up just from signing him here. A slightly new look for my manager. He's decided to wear the sweatshirt with open collar. I think we have to qualify. Well, we have to qualify technically because that's what the board expect. Oh, I didn't show the objectives, did I, for the season? I should go and do that straight after this press conference. Then I can prove his worth. It's been a quiet transfer window. It's about the right players, let's say that. Here are the objective overview anyway. So we've got sign 2 players from Europe, which we've actually already completed. Increase the club worth by 30% and reach the final of the Europa League, which is going to be an interesting one. Youth development is a high priority for the club, which I understand. I think we can definitely do. Whether we can or not, I don't know. We need to at least bring in some youth academy players in this season and then play them 50% of the games next season, which is going to be interesting. We've got to hope for a very, very good youth player because they need to be pretty decent to get into this first team. Brand exposure, 7 games without defeat in home matches, which will be an interesting one to do. Hopefully we can do that. We've already met one of the brand exposure ones, so I think we're okay for now. Reaching the final of the Europa League, I think, is going to be a real challenge. There's some really, really good teams in the Europa League, and there's going to be teams dropping down from the Champions League that will make it into the round of 16 and past those stages as well. So that'll be difficult. Hopefully we can finish in first place in the group. That'd be nice. They want us to qualify for the Champions League, which I already said. in this season. That'll be interesting. They've gone from mid-table expectations to, okay, well, you qualify for Europe, let's just make it into the Champions League. So that's top 3 finished this season, which will be interesting. We were a little way off Lyon and Lille last season. I don't think we were any way near sort of pushing for even winning the title this season. So I think definitely it's going to be third place, scraping in, or second place at a push. Reaching round of 16 stage as well in the Cup, so that's reaching the next stage. We have to win 1 round, which should be fine. I've got no doubt towards that. And increasing the club worth, we should easily do by just playing in Europe and doing well in the league again this season. So I'm not worried about those board objectives. I think we should be absolutely fine. I think I should show the transfer budget as well. £27 million now, with that £4 million spent on 2 signings. I'm okay with that. And actually it's probably close to 25 million really when we adjust for the wage budget. Here are the lineups for today's game. We are at home. Montpellier lineup first. Omlin obviously in goal. Koza, Alderete, Stambouli, Denaya and Suke. Manosi, Savanier with Mole just in front. And the 2 strikers are obviously going to be the same with Delors and Laborde. Basically a very similar team to last season with Denaya in instead of Ilton. So it's looking like we're going to start with a very similar team. I'm not sure how different we're going to make the team over this season, because realistically we did very well last year with what we have. Here's Lille's lineup though. Mainan in goal. Back 4 of Braderick, Pablo, Smalling and Celik, with Bamba, Andre, Sumer and Sanchez on the right hand side, with David and Yilmaz up top. 4-4-2. Now we've played pretty poorly against a 4-4-2 in the past. Last season we really struggled. Chris Smalling at the back though will be interesting. And David's on the ball. Hold up play from the Canadian striker, Sumer. I was questioning Sanchez on that in that left midfield spot, and that's going to be a goal for Lille. He's played very well in not left midfield, right midfield. And Lille have scored. That Benjamin Andre that scored for them. That's really unfortunate from us. Really bad play. Just nobody in centre-back for some reason. Everybody seemed to have just disappeared. And nobody marking Lille's captain. And that's a very nice finish from him. And that is 1-0 to Lille. Delors can be played in though. Now, is it going to be taken long? No, it's not. It's not going to be a goal. That should have been a finish there. Delors with a good chance, troubling the goalkeeper. Not sure if he would have got there if it was on target, but that should have been a goal. Savanier can maybe make a tackle. He can't. Oh, that's a fantastic goal. Benjamin Andre has absolutely annihilated us today. Just before half time, what a poor way to concede. Just more poor defensive work from me. And away from home, Lille have taken a 2-0 lead, and I'm not sure we're going to be able to get back into this one. This is really poor here. We just left them with way too much time and space on the edge of the area, and it's a really good finish. Well, first half performance was pretty dire. Let's hope we can improve on that with a much, much better, more attacking display in this second half. Maybe a chance here. Chance for Mole, who can maybe play in Laborde. Oh, and Smalling is just there. There's too many men in that box. Need to try and whip that ball in. Oh, Laborde was there. Scramble in the box, but he just couldn't get the ball in. Oh, no. That was very lucky we did not concede there. That was horrendous again. Denaya just a bit too slow to pick up Yilmaz and let off there. A little foul there, but I think he got away with it. And Savanier is on it. He can whip something in. Delors was there, but Smalling has been really good for Lille today. I can see why they signed him. Suke. Can whip something in. Delors going to meet that. It's another amazing save by Mainan. How on earth has he saved that? That is absolutely unreal. What a save from the goalkeeper there. Lille win. That's really disappointing. We were not good enough today. And maybe I'm approaching some of our signings a bit more naively than I should. Denaya wasn't great today. Troy Parrott came on, didn't make too much of a fuss. And realistically, we were let down by some poor finishing. If we look at the match stats, I think we definitely were better in that second half, but weren't good enough. That's not good enough. At home, we need to be at least pushing for a win or a draw in this sort of game. This is not good enough, really. Who was the man of the match? No surprises there. Couple of offers here. I have already gone and delegated with Sacha Morel. I know if you delegate to loan, there's a higher chance they will accept the loan offer, because most of the time they come in with loan to buys, and I don't really want to sell all of my players. And an offer for Teji Savanier. Now this is an interesting one. One of our better players last season, fantastic in terms of the goal contributions and just in general team contribution. He was fantastic, so I think we're going to reject that. I think we can hold off Mönchengladbach. Right, okay, I'm going to go in for Ballo-Touré. I think this is a sensible signing. Now, if I can include Ambroise Yongo in this, he's going to find his game time limited, and I think he's either got a crucial or important first team role in the team. He's not going to get that this season. If anything, he might start declining, so the sooner we can get him out of the club, the better. £4 million for him is a really nice, smart signing, and a nice signing as well. So, you know what, I'm going to go and accept that. Yes, 9% sell-on fee, but hey, I wasn't expecting to get him for that sort of price. Actually, that's a really nice deal, and I'll go ahead and negotiate that, and I'll come back to you when the contract's been sorted. Hopefully, he will accept this offer that we've just submitted. There you go, 18,000. Sorry, I didn't come back sooner, but 18,000, 4 years on his contract. Important first team player. One final player I'm going to go in for just before the next game will be Franz Zagorak. I think this is a no-brainer. I realise that signing loads of free agents is really probably unfair, I'd say. It's probably not realistic. It's realistic in terms of this club would go in for players that are much cheaper on the final year of their contracts, and they're going in for cheaper deals. But I mean, a player like this probably wouldn't want to sign for us from a youth academy. I'd imagine he'd probably go to a Real Madrid or somewhere like that. But nonetheless, we will go ahead and sign him. He's 18 years old, 71 rated. It's an absolute no-brainer. Even if he doesn't play, 15 million release clause, I'd prefer to deny that. Do not want to give him a release clause. And he wants 5.7. You know what? That in general is absolutely fine. Happy with that. And he becomes our fifth signing or fourth signing? Fifth signing of the transfer window. There he is there. Looks really good. High attacking work rate. Really solid player. I think he's actually decreased in value since joining us, which is a real shame. But dynamic potential hopefully should take over a little bit, and we'll see him improve. We will make him a left wing back. Final player is Zagorak. Going to get the number 24, showing great potential only, which is a little bit of a shame. I think, again, he's decreased in potential. But again, he's 18, he's got plenty of time to grow. 71 overall, and yeah, he's definitely going to be a fantastic player for us. Defensively, actually, not particularly great, so maybe we make him an attacking mid. Or we could make him an attacking midfielder, it'd be good. He's just got really poor finishing. We'll work on that. We'll leave him on balance for now, and overall, I'm quite happy with those two signings. Just before we go into this game against Strasbourg, I just thought I would show my slider settings and just my settings in general, because I'm not sure I've gone through it for a little while. I think in a couple of episodes ago, I said I was using some sliders that Cutsy was using, and since the update, it's given me too many games where I've not even been able to create a single chance, which some people might just say, "I'll just get better at the game," but the AI just holds about 90% possession for most of the game and has about 3 shots and scores all 3. So I've decided to go back to basic legendary, no competitor mode, 5-minute halves, and all the sliders are exactly the same, bar the injury frequency and injury severity. I've kept those from those slider settings because actually I rarely see an injury, so I'd like to increase them just for a little bit more realism. I think not having any injuries is a little bit unrealistic, but other than that, that's pretty much it. We'll head into the game against Strasbourg. Well, here is the Strasbourg lineup. 4-2-3-1, Camara in goal, Carol, Kone, Ogbonna and Lala in that back line, Morales and Prikic, Galaza, Belgarde and Majid Waris with Ujar up top. Any interesting players on the bench? Chowdhury on the bench. Motiba doesn't start, who I think I've said in the past 2 times we've played them, he's been a real threat, so I'm glad he's not starting. Hamza Chowdhury on the bench, another interesting one. A very interesting team. Our team, couple of changes. Omlin in goal is the same. Back 5, Ballo-Touré, Alderete, Stambouli, Fosu Mensah and Suke with Zagorak and Savanier in midfield. Mole in cam with Delors, and a first start for Troy Parrott as well. 3 debuts in today's game, 4 players getting their first starts for the club. Suke runs down that right hand side. He knows his position is in jeopardy. Can he whip something in? He can. What a nice ball that is to Mole, who couldn't get a chance to take the shot there. Very unlucky there, Majid Waris. We know he's got a lot of pace on him. Got to be a little bit careful of him. And he was onside there, and this is a chance for them to take the lead, and they have done. I didn't realise that the player down the wing was actually onside. I don't know who played him on, but it doesn't matter. That was a really good finish. Nice bit of play from Strasbourg, and we are down 1-0 very, very quickly in the game. Really disappointing start from us. We had a good chance with Mole just before that, and I thought he was offside, Majid Waris, but he clearly wasn't. Couldn't tackle him. And the player does really well to spin in and pass that ball inside there. Maybe Fosu Mensah should be getting a block on there. He's right in front of the ball. Goes right past his foot. That's a little bit disappointing. Get that out to Suke if we need. You know what? I think we're going to do that because we can whip a ball in there. And Andy Delors there. No chance for the goalkeeper. What a goal that is. And it's the same sort of link-up play we were seeing last season. Savanier out wide to Suke. Ball played in on a plate for Andy Delors. He couldn't score the one in Lille, but he can score this one here. Very, very important goal. We're back on level terms. Really nice bit of play from the lads. And Suke just knows that Delors is always going to be at that back post. No chance for the goalkeeper. That is a fantastic finish. That's nice. Savanier's on this. Oh, he's got to have a shot, hasn't he? Good save from the goalkeeper. Oh, that's a lovely pass. I don't know if you can actually do anything with it. That's a good chance and a good save from Omlin. Oh, that's a lovely turn. Oh, that's very unlucky. I'm going to make this nervy at the end. If Chowdhury can put that in, he can't. That was close. That was very close. Strasbourg, I would say I've had the better chances in this second half. Well, that was pretty poor from me. Finishing was not good. We've had chances in that game, but defensively we were not good again. We conceded a goal, and I would say we're lucky to only concede one in that game. Well, I think I'm going to end the episode there for today. Hopefully everybody enjoyed today's episode. We'll continue the transfer window in the next episode. It'll still be live, so don't worry about that. And it will have 2 more games and ending off the transfer window. One against Stade Rennais and one against the newly promoted side Guingamp. That should be at least 3 points there. Stade Rennais will be a little bit more challenging. But overall, hopefully we can see maybe a couple of transfers in tomorrow's episode as well. Other than that, that's going to be the end of the episode. Do hope you enjoy watching. Do leave a like if you enjoyed. And don't forget to subscribe if you are new. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon. So thanks for watching and goodbye.